Okay, so this is my review of the Crosman 357W. It is a CO2 pistol powered by the 12-gram powerlets. It only shoots pellets, 1.177 pellets. The action is a revolver. It's rated at 435 feet per second. And just when you first take a look at it, you'll notice there's a lot of plastic around. The only real metal parts are the hammer here, the trigger, the barrel itself, but the rest is pretty much all plastic, which is okay because it's inexpensive and meant to be more like, you know, fun rather than a serious target shooting pistol. It feels pretty good. It's not that heavy, about 2 pounds, and it's rated at about 70 shots per powerlet. So you get a lot of shots out of it, which I think is pretty good. And take a look at the front sight here. It's fixed, and then you have the rear sight. Fully adjustable for windage and elevation. For windage, you just turn this screw right here. It's a flathead screwdriver, and for elevation, you turn that one. And the sights look pretty good. I like to put the these paint markers just to you know, bright colors so I can see the sights when I'm lining it up, and they look pretty good. And next I want to show you the safety. There's a manual safety right below the rear sight here. It's like a cross bolt kind of. You just push it and now it's hot, and when you need to put it back on safety, you need to pull the hammer back just a little bit and slide it back, and now it's back on safe. And also I wanted to show you the trigger really quick. Let's see. It's a non-adjustable 2-stage trigger, and you could either use it in single action or double action. So for double action, there's that, and for single action, which I prefer, you just pull the hammer back, and there's less more travel for the trigger. And the one thing I didn't quite like is the distance from the grip here to the trigger is very long. And you know, I would say I have average hands, and sometimes it's hard for me to pull it, or it seems extra hard. So I always like to just use the single action better. I can imagine someone with a little smaller hands than me might have a hard time pushing and getting the trigger all the time. Alright, so that's just the basic overview of a gun. Oh, and there's also the 11mm dovetail rail here for any accessories you like to put on. Pretty nice feel. It's a little bigger than you expect. And so that's just a basic overview, and now I'd like to get into showing you how to use the CO2 and the pellets. Okay, so when you're gonna put in your powerlet, make sure that it's on the safety's on, and make sure nothing's really loaded. I just have a blank clip in here just so I can dry fire it. I'll show you the pellets right now. But under the gun, you see this little inlet here? You just kind of have to pull it apart. That takes some getting used to. And the grips, they just come off like that. And then here you see the valve down here where the power lid goes into. And you hear this piercing lever here where you tighten it so the CO2 power lid is pierced into here. And you just loosen this. Insert the power lid here. Oh, but before you do that, make sure to put a drop of the Palgon oil on the power lid, because it helps to keep your seals going for the long run, and it'll help maintain all of the seals and help make sure your gun shoots correctly. So just put a drop of Palgon oil right there in the top, and then you just insert it here. Make sure this is loosened, and once it's in, you just tighten it. And you'll hear a little hiss, and that means it's in. You don't have to over tighten it. just enough to make sure that it's in. And the manual said to make, when you first do this, do a test fire to see if it's working, because if not, you might have to reinsert it. So you just go ahead and snap the grips back on. And there's no pellets in here like I showed you, so I'm gonna put it on firing mode and fire the test just to see if I got the nice seal. Yep, it works. So that's how you put your CO2 powerlet in. And now loading pellets, it's really easy. Here's the clip. I loaded some already just so I can show you maybe one or two. And you take each pellet and you just put them in facing down. But make sure when you load them, because they fit really snug. See how this one is sticking out a little bit? You need to make sure it goes all the way down, because if it's sticking out a little bit when you close it, it's possible that you will you'll damage the pellet and then you'll damage the rifling. So just put them in. See how it sticks out? Make sure they're all in. Then when it's time to load, there's a button here. Push that and it releases this forward. And then you just insert your clip. And when you're closing it, see this little latch here? If you just close it like this, over time this plastic may, you know, it may get worn out. So when I close it, I try to push the latch down so there's less contact. So now you inserted your powerlet, you have inserted your rotary clip with pellets. Everything is ready to go. You're ready to shoot. So now we'll commence the firing test. So here we are in the backyard for the shooting test. It's a nice day, and I'll be taking 5 shots at the pellet trap, and the other 5 I'll just try to hit those cans over there. I'm from about 10 meters, and I'm using RWS Diabola Basic 7-grain wad cutters. And just a quick side note, a while back I just happened to pick up this Crosman holster, and it fits the gun perfectly. And it also has a little pouch here for your powerlets. Kind of cool, I guess. And then it has a pellet pouch where you can store your preloaded clips in there. And it kind of feels like a fanny pack maybe. I kind of feel like an airgun nerd, but yeah, I guess I am, right? So I'm gonna see what kind of grouping I can get and see if how many cans I can take out. Not too great. This is really what I was aiming for here. This one I just messed up on that one, but as you can see, not very good. But this is, I'm on like my last CO2, so I noticed from the beginning it shot better, and as the CO2 diminishes, it starts getting more erratic. And I'll show you the other ones once I go back inside to take a look at it. But that's pretty much a shooting test right there. Okay, so this is the grouping that I got outside just right now. 2 here, 1 here, so not that great. And these were shots 60 to 65, so the powerlet was already running out. And these here was when I was signing it in, and these are shots 40 to 50. And you can see I got a much better grouping here. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in this area. Then this one is 2. So you know, it shows that I can hit the same spot again, and so they're all in this general area. So that gives you an idea of what the accuracy is like when the pellets are already running out. So this is 40 through 50, and this one here, 60 to 65. So just to give you a heads up of we expect expect your accuracy to suffer when your powerlet is running out. And now we'll go on to the next section. Okay, so you're done with your 70 shots. Toward the end, they're just gonna lose power. Like you can tell they're just kind of spitting them out. That means you gotta change it. So when that happens, you take out the grips, and there's still gonna be some excess gas in there. So you just loosen it very slowly, and you let the gas escape. And you hear a little hiss. Just make sure you're not touching up here, you're back here, and do it very slowly, because the gas is gonna escape and you don't want it to possibly get you frostbite or anything like that. So just like that, you slowly hear it until it's hissing is stopped, and then once it is, you just take it out, and that's pretty much it. The key is to just do it very slowly and keep your hands away from here. So once that's done, if you're done shooting for the day, you can put your, like I am, you can put your grips back on. And to go over the cleaning and maintenance, the manual suggests to, aside from putting the 1 drop of Palgon oil on the tip of all the powerlets, every once in a while, it's you can put one on the valve down here. And also it's suggested to put 1 drop on the hinge here, just 1, and possibly 1 around here in this valve, and also it's at the trigger. So under there, just put 1 drop and you should be good to go. The barrel itself, you can just use the regular rod and the cotton patches. You know, that doesn't require much maintenance. So, but the main thing you're gonna have to worry about is the valve down here. That's gonna be the main one, and make sure that always has a Palgon oil. And other than that, that's pretty much, just wipe it down with a silicone cloth, keep it in its case, you know, don't expose it to hot weather. These guns are best under 90 degrees, so if you're shooting outside and it's really hot, just be aware that it's possible that the powerlet might burst. And when don't leave it in your car in the trunk on 100 degrees, anything like that. Keep it in a cool, dry place. And yeah, that should. And I've heard a lot of different stuff about CO2 guns, and I've been air gunning for about a year, and I was reluctant to get into CO2 guns because I don't want to deal with all the powerlets. I don't want to deal with all that stuff. It's pretty nice actually. It's nice not having to cock every single time. But the downside is you're gonna lose accuracy when the powerlet's running out. You have to make sure you have to use in the right weather, and you have to keep buying CO2 powerlets. But it's pretty nice not having to do that, and it's it's nice to shoot and stay in the shooting position, not have to reload every time. So I would give this a good review. It's really nice. I like it so far. And it's just simple plinking, it's not anything fancy. It's just like what I was doing out there. And also I have other reviews, so check them out. Also other guns maybe you'd be interested in. And this is it. This is my review of the Crosman 357W. Thanks.